Welcome back, Via Voice Radio Wisconsin. Voices here with the crew, the trio of the uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis team at Wisconsin Voices. The six all stars we got for the squad. You got Bryan in the building, community outreach organizer with
Lanisha Martin, communications manager.
and to your right.
And David Bowen back in the building again.
What's going on, y'all? What's up, team? What's good?
That was your announcer voice.
Yeah,
that
I
was
had to.
pretty
Yeah, I had to
good.
switch it up. Yeah, I can switch them. I got on top of it.
You might have to.
Welcome back,
Yeah,
guys.
no,
Welcome
like,
back. Yeah, I be got all
For the
types of
bucks or
crazy.
something.
Yeah, you know what, man? I wanted to partner when old boy was working here. Man, I always wanted to be alongside Dre. No, Dre. Is it Dre? Brown, Mr. Brown. When he was down there when they won, I can't think of his first name, but when he was the announcer, man, I always wanted to be down there just doing some of the little stadium stuff. But you know, as I look down and see how they go now, it look like they got an internal system. So I think it's a little political game now. You must got to know somebody to
Oh, you definitely gotta know somebody.
do some good stuff in there. Because all I wanted to do was be like, hey, what's up? We got David Bowen here. He got 5 seconds to name 50 artists from whatever. I wanted to do that type of stuff.
Oh,
yeah, just on the part time, just on some part time trip. I leave work.
You gotta work your way up.
Yeah.
Maybe have to like the Panthers.
And you know what's funny?
Like
I did.
The Admirals or something.
I started at the Bucks. So I was a guest events facilitator for the first season that the arena opened up. I started 2019, 2020, and I was trying to figure out my way, but they was locked in with the two that they had, Melanie and Mr. Brown. I want to say Joe Brown, Melanie and Joe. So they was locked in with Melanie and Joe.
I remember Joe.
So once Melanie moved around and once Joe moved around, it was a spot open, and I couldn't find that opening. So that's how I knew. I was like, yeah, they got some internal workings over there. But it's a dope job though. I say all that to say I do like the announcing tip a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So shout out y'all. Be a Voice Radio Wisconsin Voices. We here with the team, bringing y'all back some great topics, and the lines will be open for all interesting calls today. If you want to shout out Lanisha for her great work or David for his great work, they will be ready to hear from you. You see, I have to put
some of the topics that we're covering too. So 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. You get a chance to share your insight. We're Wisconsin Voices, so the voices of the people matter to us. Mm-hmm. And especially when we are prepared to handle all types of voices. And this show, we got a chance to do that.
Yeah. So go on and call in.
So I got a quick topic for y'all before we get into probably the other stuff. Did y'all see that? I guess they're well, I know y'all did say it was another incident with what's our little system, the train system down a cart.
Oh,
what do we call it? The hop. The
street car.
The bunny hop, the street car, the hop. So I did when I was working for the
tried
Bucks.
it for the first time last weekend.
Yeah,
just to see what it's like.
Yeah, they had us riding around giving out t-shirts and wristbands and tickets one year when I was working for the Bucks. So we rode all through of course, the main spots that they had at that time. But yeah, it's cool for what it is, but it's just a short ride. But I guess there was another incident yesterday. It was a semi that had an accident with it. I didn't see exactly what happened, but I see now there's some alderman, and I'll pull his name up. I want to say it starts with an S, but he's calling
Spiker.
Yes, Spiker is calling.
I saw that story too.
Yeah, it's calling to shut down the defund the hop. I guess it's because it's looking like it's going to be over $6 million in funding, or it has to go into to the maintenance of the hop going into the next year or something like that. So on the other end, people are saying that it is bringing money and bringing more, I guess, interaction between certain people in downtown. But I just wanted to see what y'all was thinking about that. As I go to other cities, like I went to Portland. Really nice hop type of train system, rail system. I like it a lot. It's dope. Who else? San Diego's.
Detroit has one.
Detroit, even just going to Detroit recently.
The People's Mover.
Yep.
The People Mover.
Yeah, I like theirs. Theirs is really nice. So I feel like as much as it is an issue, I feel like we as a city, as they call it, a first class city, I think you have to have some type of hop or train system down there. But is it really realistic for a Milwaukee setup?
I really feel like it's pointless, to be honest. I mean, it don't go through the whole city. I see if it went from the south side to Brown Deer, then it's cool, but it's really only in probably maybe a 15 block radius, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if the measurement is to have something that's downtown only,
No, I thought
that's
just
that's
expanded,
the
right?
design of what they were going for. Okay. How many things downtown can you go to on it? That's still limited too.
Yeah, they don't even do the whole downtown. You can't even go to the Grand Avenue.
Water Street. I think Brady Street on that thing.
If they at least went to neighborhoods on the outside of downtown, so you go to Bronzeville, you can, you know what I mean, take it from North Avenue and stop at Pfizer. And then,
that'd be cool.
Even if you dope, be like, look, y'all, let's go from Pfizer to Bayview real quick and go over there and hit some nachos up or hit the Indian spot up and then slide back to our cars over by the Pfizer. That would even be.
I mean, I could kind of see that. That's a good distance though. You know, that's the only thing. Like, the bigger the system is, the more it costs to build.
Of course,
they were trying to figure out what was the best cost efficient area they could find.
It felt like a trial period to me.
I agree with Lanisha. It's still like, what do you really get out of that experience?
No,
so that's the issue.
A little sightseeing.
So I think it's great if you're a tourist here and you stay in downtown and you want to stop off at the public market, and then what else you get to go to? Maybe the lakefront, Brady Street,
past a couple of hotels,
almost close to Brady Street. And then you go to the other side is the lakefront.
Yeah. So I feel like it's been a trial period for what it could be, which is expanded, of course. But like you said, if it don't really go anywhere that can help with jobs and things like that, it's just for pure tourism. Looks like we got a call. Oh, we had a call. So caller, if you want to call back in, call back in.
But you were talking about the cost, and that's what the alderman was highlighting, that the cost of running and operating the hop is adding to the cost of the city budget. He'd rather not have to put continuous money into it at this point. I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying, but we kind of we're already in. They got a sponsorship right now where it's free, right? So Potawatomi pays for free ridership for everybody right now.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while. You just get to hop
on. And imagine if MCTS was it was free, you could just hop on. Because you're already paying for it other places. So if you had that type of dynamic, and I was on the hop for the first time last weekend just to see what it was like. You can't even interact with a driver. They're in a complete separate front room.
Oh, wow.
So it was you just hop on, hop off whenever you want.
Real quick. Yep.
All right, when it stops.
Yeah.
Well, we got a caller, y'all.
We got a call.
Via Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. You on with the team? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for taking my call. Assalamu alaikum to you brothers. Listening to you all speaking about what is called the hop and thinking about Milwaukee, supposedly, here's my idea about what I've seen with regard to Milwaukee. It's still have going through growing pains. Milwaukee thinks that it has a skyline and it doesn't. Milwaukee's like a big town with big city aspirations. And the problem, as Michelle Bryan would say, if you're going to tell the story, tell it all. The problem that occurred with the extending or the lack of the extending or the maybe broadening of that thing called the hop is because Scott Walker was the person that nullified it, and the Governor Doyle, when he had the opportunity to expand those railways or however or whatever, and Talgo that was supposed to come into existence, because I used to ride my bike past that place that once was A.O. Smith, and they were beginning, it was in its infancy, and there may be relics or something of trains over there. And since Milwaukee is closest to Chicago, which has the most train tracks in the United States, it would not have been a problem. But because of Scott Walker didn't want dark-skinned people with thick, tight hair to their scalps being seen in certain places, he revoked the allocation of the funds. And I'm sure Brother Bauman, that Brother David in the studio, because you were a legislator or you were involved in the government, so I'm sure you are aware of this.
Yeah, we are.
We can use some insight.
Yeah,
and so that I think that had that not taken place, then the thing that exists now would be not so poo-pooed or discarded or disregarded, because it's not similar to that thing that they have in Kenosha, where it goes from one side of the street to the museum or something like that. That's from really, really, really long time, or really real long time ago. All in all, is that Scott Walker is the reason why that thing called the hop hasn't hopped further out into the city.
Well, it's some different dynamics
Thank
there. Appreciate you calling.
Wasn't the hop separate from the train system though? When that two separate entities, that was
You got a dynamic where
that was separate.
At the time, it was kind of Executive Scott Walker and Mayor Barrett going back and forth of what to use these federal dollars for. Mm-hmm. And it was open. It could have been used for any type of transportation type project. Mayor Barrett wanted to use it for like a streetcar approach, and County Executive Scott Walker wanted to use it for bus rapid transit. So fast forward, 20 years later, we have the streetcar, we have bus rapid transit dollars that the county that they get from the feds pay for the special lines that go out to those rapid buses that you see that line on Wisconsin Avenue. You see the proposed line for 27th Street. Mm-hmm. You see those like special bus stops for those, and then you have the streetcar where it had some added cost because they had to move like some type of telecommunication lines and stuff like that. That also increased the cost of it too. Nonetheless, the dollars that were there were fought over for years, and it dwindled a lot of the resources down of what the final plan was going to be in the end. So I think it's safe to say, can we benefit from having multiple options of transportation? Yes. Based on what they actually accomplish, or like where they take you and what you can do on them. Man. It varies. And these things are very costly to build. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I just always felt like with us having certain people in our political positions over the years that really want to like hold back growth and then see minorities in suburbs across Milwaukee County. Excuse me. It really kind of set us back this 20-25 years on having some really solid public transportation where we couldn't get to the airport. Ryan got to call nobody at 1:30 in the morning to come grab me from a red eye from Milwaukee, and I can just hop on this $2.80 train and be right back to my truck or car or whatever. Yep. Or even 2 blocks away. I'm cool with walking a couple blocks at night. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the convenience and how much it would just push more opportunity for the city over time. That just brings in more opportunity for more business come in, more jobs, and it just keeps that trickle down effect that we really should be seeing, not the one that we didn't get. So yeah.
I mean, even think about it, like right now you can't take the train like Amtrak. You can't take Amtrak to the Milwaukee airport. You can't take Amtrak directly to O'Hare or Midway. So it's like, because we keep creating separate systems, they don't interconnect. And then, you can't take the train to Madison either. No. Right? So the options that we could have had, like over years that we have debated on how to do
think about it so much
kept creating separate systems where they all had different things and designed in mind. Unfortunately, they didn't work together. Yeah. They should have.
Big time. Yeah.
And they should have.
Because I feel like it just made more money. And then honestly, it's a lot of jobs in the outskirts where people in the inner city who don't got cars can't get to, So I think it would have been,
and everyone to hire too. Everybody ain't trying to cut off the minorities in some of these awkward places outside the city. They be trying to hire folks, they still got meet quotas of minorities, or at least want to act like they want to meet quotas for minorities. So it's jobs that's out there that could be hired, but you know, me working in that workforce background, like man, I just can't get out there. I got these folks want to start me off in here. That's always been the issue. But if we would have had a working train system that would have got built in 1999 when everybody was trying to cut off folks from, you know, and everything after that. Yeah, it's
and I
it's
do
crazy.
think about like business hubs where like you have a lot of commerce happening, a lot of jobs that exist, and you can't even take MCTS to those centers. It's unfortunate because our system hasn't made those adjustments and been able to work in that fashion. But you know, eventually we should be able to turn that corner. Right now, we're barely seeing the amount of money to expand MCTS from where it is right now, yet alone keep it to where it is now. You just see so many challenges with the city budget, the county budget. The state is in a different position. They've been funding rail service for quite some time. So you're seeing rail service now that's established where you get from Milwaukee, I think, to Appleton, to Green Bay, to the Twin Cities. So it's like you're now being able to go around Madison, but it just at this point just doesn't go straight. Yeah, it doesn't go straight to Madison.
That's crazy because you would think they want to go to Madison.
And there's jobs in Madison.
There's definitely jobs in Madison.
It is a big amount of jobs in Madison. You got to drive there right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just looking at that, man. That was one of the topics of many topics to talk about, but I just thought since it was local, I thought it was important for us to talk about. Especially when I'm one of the things I like is just that infrastructure, just seeing the creation of new spaces and transportation, especially locally. So yeah. All right. So. All right, next topic, I guess, y'all. Hey, the lines is open, so don't forget. It's a lot going on between Wisconsin Voices and some of our partners. So if it's anything that we need to tap into, please let us know. We did want to make sure we do shout out our guest that we had yesterday before we go on break. I guess it's almost that time. Also want to shout out Cynthia Hooker from Cancer Giving Circle, and also want to shout out Kashima. Yesterday we had Kashima Johnson on as well. That came
Pink
on.
Punchers.
Yeah, Pink Punchers. They both got events coming up this week. If you are interested in just supporting any of the breast cancer awareness groups or breast cancer events going on, please let us know. I did have a link to Cynthia's event too as well if you're interested in attending. And I know y'all love burgers. So it's a burger event too. It's at Milwaukee Burgers. So, you know, if you want to snatch a burger and support and fundraise, that's a great way to do it with Cynthia.
Who don't love burgers?
Right. I didn't like a lot of burgers when I was real young, but I'm glad I didn't because that might have been a change in in the way I look now. But as I got older, I became a huge burger fan. Yes. Speaking of burgers, you was talking about a spot that you had for us that was really good. We was throwing David. Yeah, I gotta go to that spot. David was talking about
a burger spot.
Yeah, it was off of Water Street. I couldn't remember the name. I was telling somebody.
You did tell
Wait, which one?
I told you Third Coast had that one on Fridays.
Go to the bar and eat it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So some of the best burgers you're gonna find in the city.
Yeah.
Birch restaurant off Water Street.
Okay.
You can only get on the bar side or at the chef's table.
I couldn't remember the name.
That burger is like special.
Okay, and then I told you about the Third Coast one. You gotta get that one too. I was telling you about it at Third Coast.
I tried the Third Coast one.
Friday. Yeah, you gotta try that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got a happy hour?
Yep. Yeah. Get there while you can. Limited time supply. So
Nisha, you got a burger spot?
No, I don't really. I mean, I'll make my own burger for real, but y'all gonna be
like, people say that too. Like, ain't nobody burger better than my burger.
Yeah, I'll make my own burger. But you know, I got some basic burger spots that a lot of people already know about. I like Five Guys and Cops. So yeah, but you know, I make my own burger at home.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. So
they actually got a pretty big burger at Miller Park. Actually,
what
you get the fully loaded joint?
No, I ain't never had it.
That joint actually is pretty good.
Man, I think it probably was $28.
Great season.
Yeah. Shout out to the
yeah, they had a good season.
We were what? 4 wins away from the World Series.
Man,
that's dope.
Man,
that's pretty big.
Man.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to get there though.
Yeah.
I did. I wanted. It's the Dodgers though. You can't you can't even.
Yeah.
You can't act like they don't got this like mammoth team. They are.
Yeah, but I feel
They
like we
paid the
beat them
cost.
in the season.
We did. We
did beat
slammed
them.
them right before this. We was killing them, but I think a lot of their players wasn't playing now. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
because dude, Otani was definitely not
every
playing.
game they had some hurt players.
Yeah, Otani was
players hurt.
definitely not playing in that game because we got demolished.
Well, at least we beat the Cubs.
Out to the playoffs.
Dang.
They just sit in the farm.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And they gonna
Now,
get
to be
paid.
fair, that's how the Bucks won the championship in 21.
Yeah, and that conversation I was having on
healthy
Sunday
at the right time.
Yep.
Where like it was playoff time, and then it was like cool. People couldn't handle us then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And KD stepped on the line for 3-point. That saved us too.
Oh yeah.
So are you putting an asterisk by our win?
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, Kyrie got hurt. James Harden carried the team on one leg, and KD shoes was too big.
Yes,
so
KD shoes was too big.
How do you come to the
too
playoffs
big.
with some too big shoes?
Was too big.
Yeah, he stepped on that line. That saved, boy. Because if he would have lost, if he would have hit that, big time. We got saved by the bell.
Saved by the foot.
Saved by the foot. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, we still got it because going back and look at some of the other players over the years, look like they had the refs on their side. At least we had feet and missing players. So I'd rather have feet missing players versus the refs against us. The refs you gonna lose for sure.
Yeah.
Hence Lakers and I guess the Lakers and Philly too. Yeah.
Johnson, the no call with Irvin Johnson.
Oh wait, what you talking about? Milwaukee?
Yeah, well, when the Bucks played Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all,
man.
First of
That's
all,
trauma for
Irvin
me.
Johnson got hands
I
like
cried
feet.
that
So-
loss.
He got hands like
Yeah, he got hands like feet, so he
Yeah.
can't catch anyway. So when
But
they
he
throw
got
him the ball,
fouled, and they didn't call it.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he still got hands like feet though.
I forgot about that. Dang.
Yeah,
Terrible.
they owed us on that one.
Yeah. They didn't want to see. They didn't want to see that.
David said, "I
I'll cry real tears.
No,
Yeah.
and
It
then,
was all sick
That was a
after
good night.
I
Yeah.
and then
cried
when
real
Big Dog
tears.
missed that
that was a
shot,
big three right there."
but when Big Dog
They
missed
deserved
that
the championship
shot, man,
They did.
yeah,
Or at least to make it to the finals.
man.
And AI, the original AI,
Oh, man.
stopped us.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about AI now. No, Allen Iverson
Allen
stopped
Iverson.
us.
Real AI. That's for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But I still think Big Dog was fouled on that shot, and they didn't call it. That's how we lost. But
Good times in the Bradley Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing times, for real. Hey, yo, when we get back from break, I want to tap in with David and Lanisha because y'all both was did a lot of voter registration, and like I said, I'm really technically in this space 3 years into this space. But I had another topic for y'all. Is it cool we take a break real quick, y'all? Y'all cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back
I
on
just
break.
want to talk to y'all about just some of the 2024 presidential stuff, and I know Dave, you had some stuff too. We just talking about how we could kind of reach into that 82 to 90 million people that didn't vote in this last election, and what was some ways that, or some things, the reason why y'all may think that was an issue. So I know Lanisha, you've been on the front lines, and Dave, you've been on the front lines a lot. So I would love to hear some input from everybody. Anybody on the lines who would love to tap in with us, please give us a call. Lanisha, send us out.
Oh, well, we're going on break. WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM.
Catch them off guard.
Catch y'all in a minute. And we're back. WNOVA 60 AM 106.5 FM. And yeah, we back on Be a Voice Radio. So yeah, before we went on break, Bryan was talking about you was talking about voting?
Yeah, but it looked like y'all was trying to get into some real conversation before we got into that, which I'm cool with because I know a lot of things have happened here. It looked like we had over 13 shot and over a certain amount of span, and it's the mental health conversation has always been important to all of us individually, but Wisconsin Voices, I'm so glad takes it serious as well. And I know I got some ideas for some mental health events that I would love to put together in the next coming months or so. But the whole just looking at the different I guess the crime and the shootings that happened the last few weekends. I know we been talking about that really just the last few days. What is the solution for all this lack of mental health that we are receiving here? It seems like we need more outsource onto the streets outside of what we've been receiving. And I don't know if it's because you just don't know until a person's dealing with it, or if it's just we just need to put more of a focus on it and kind of like push it as a top agenda in our community versus second or third. Is this something that we need to kind of push up to the forefront more and more now, because we're seeing with the changes of the political climate, the food, the lack of food, lack of services, people are starting to show different signs. Do we need to keep pushing? Do we need to keep pushing this
Yes,
more?
I think we definitely need to push it more. As I just ride through Milwaukee, you can just see it's a lot of people in different neighborhoods across Milwaukee affected by mental health, and and it's not really getting addressed. It's not a lot of help. I mean, you could try to get somebody help, but it's hard getting them the help that they need. Especially some of these people probably got family members who really not even involved or even see them much. But yeah, I think it is a major issue in the city, and I don't know. I figure we need to figure something out to get these people the help they need before they go crashing out, just like the dude who did the other night when he killed those people on Atkinson and Glendale. So yeah,
I was reading the comments underneath, and I think that we were talking about that earlier. How you see folks stating like, "Oh, he, people have tried to get or
get
them help before, or went certain routes, and it was ignored and things like that." So, what type of resolution could we have to the ignored pleas of an individual? What can we do? I don't have the answer for it, but maybe somebody listening, 414-444-5253, tap in with us. Somebody on the panel, anybody, y'all, what can we do?
Somebody on the line?
Yeah, we do.
We got a caller.
Mr. Ward.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning. And lady. We got a lady on the line too.
And good morning, Queens.
There you go.
Good morning.
Although I haven't seen you yet.
You got go on live. You're gonna see me right on the camera. Go on Facebook.
I'm talking about the lady. Amen.
That's Dr. Ward with the pulling
power. You
power.
were talking about solutions to the issues that we have in Milwaukee. I came from Atlanta, born and raised, went to school in Mississippi, and got a full scholarship to college. I've been in jail a few times, a Vietnam vet. But what I had was a lot of good role models. They were in the church, especially my teachers. And the solution, I don't think I know, is education. And I'm not talking about full education. I'm talking about where you come out of, when you graduate from high school, you ready to do something. You ready to do something like, I believe in the trades more than anything else. We can learn what you call the AI or whatever, computers. I'm not good at that, but that's the thing that can be done. And my solution is we need to hire people with the potential and pay them as teachers. They could be aides or whatever, and they can learn with the students. The teachers can do the same. And we need, like we have MATC, and MATC is located in the wrong place. Can't get down there, can't afford to park. And we need to put one out where it's accessible for parking and everything else. And I had proposed many years ago where they're tearing down that shopping center, Northridge. That's a good location. I'm sure we have others, but we need to have an accessible school, college, and they need to collaborate with the high school, because it's possible to graduate from high school and a junior college at the same time or earlier. And that needs to be set up. And I'm giving you a charge, gentlemen, to get that did. And let Ride Out be the leader.
Right, well, appreciate your call.
Thank you for calling. We appreciate that. Thank you. We got another caller come on the line. B Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. Good morning. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing good. For first thing these parents can do is they can sit down with their children and ask them what they aspire to be. Spend time with them. Stop letting your kids run the streets like cattle. Maybe find out what your daughter want to be. She should not be walking the streets at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning with 10 boys so they can run a train on her mouth. Ask your sons what they want to be. Y'all know how to get to church every Sunday, and then ask if you can get $6 to buy some rollers, some dope, and a 3-5, so you can put that same amount of time in your kids when you're snorting and fighting while your breath's running away from each other. So this is not rocket science. You can't wait till they 14, 15 years old talking about this my house. You should have been going upside their head when they got big enough to get potty trained when they tell you no. That's why your kids are effed up in your head. And another thing, stop getting high and doing that dope and drinking that Wild Irish Rose when you screw and you bring that baby in here while he's inebriated. That's why he ain't considered a adult till he's 25, because you got him playing stupid so you can get a disability check. Have a good day.
God bless you. Thank you for calling in. Hey, look, the passion is just showing. The passion is just showing that she care about the community. We just appreciate you for calling in.
And then we also got a
my brother.
We got a call where it's kind of talking about accountability too, because a clip that we're going to play at some point. But a lot of people know some of the hip hop artists, rap artists that like they also deal with mental health issues too. And they're surrounded by people that sometimes can't either on purpose, they like not trying to,
I said earlier, they don't care, right?
Push them too hard to address it, or they just aren't equipped to understand that this person is like actually sick and needs help in those situations. So
some of them be too scared to address them because they don't want to mess up their bag. I've heard them
right
on plenty of
you make them mad and then you let them off. So
I was scared to lose my position because we
got another caller, y'all.
Yeah, the call is coming in.
I just want to respond to what Al had said. I've been a teacher for over 50 years, and my whole career, my life has been shaped by my teachers. I had good teachers and role models.
Amen.
And as a teacher, when they ever had a meeting, they start talking about the parents, what the parents should do. We have to speak up for the students, and there are too many of them who, for all practical purposes, have no parents. So we need a lot more role models out there. And maybe when we find some good ones, they should get paid. And they could be teachers or tutors or whatever you want to call them, and they can learn with the students. I know we don't have enough STEM teachers, but that can be done online on a monitor or something where it can come from a central place and reach everybody. And y'all have a good one.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good start to that conversation right there.
Yeah, and a good flow of calls too. So thanks for calling in, Milwaukee. Appreciate y'all.
It just needs to be continuously taught and practiced in our city, man. It's just so many. This is a division on so many spaces, but when it comes to trying to get a hold of the ones that need the help and for the ones that also have the means to do it, we just don't tap in with the folks. A lot of people can't engage because they're not in these spaces. Excuse me, vision is crazy right now. A lot of people can't engage with them because they don't know how to, and the folks that have the means, like the mirrors, etc., they're packed because there's so many situations going on nightly. You know, they're out in the streets, they're doing the work. The people that's on the ground.
Big shouts out to Montreal.
Yes, it needs to be more people like mirrors in different spaces getting funding so they can, you know, increase their roles, because it's people that want to do the work, but also it's people that got to take care of livelihoods and houses and homes themselves.
For sure.
Oh, it's looking like we got another caller online.
Yeah,
maybe.
I know. While we waiting for the caller, I know. Talking to a friend of mine about just some help with their kids with Rogers and all that. We'll go back into that in a second. So caller, you're on the air. Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices.
Yes, sir, brothers. I apologize for calling back, and thank you for taking my call, receiving me again. This is what I wanted to add. As Dr. Ward was talking about, and Dr. Ward was an instructor at MATC, and I'm familiar with the work because I was friends with some of the people who attended this class. And so I'm giving him his flowers that he was successful with some students, because I was a senator at the school at the time he was there, and I also was the vice president of the student programming board and blah 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 blah.
What program did he teach at MATC?
It had to do with people who were placed on probation with regard to their they were not performing academically with regard to success.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
it was a counselor too.
Yes, sir.
Like
so right. He was a person that if a person got off track academically, they were sent to him for him to turn them back to the proper path to be successful academically. So, and that's exactly what I'm aware of, because students would come to our office, the Senate office, and speak to us about things and that and the third. So all in all, what I'm saying is that to add on to what Dr. Ward spoke about and what Malcolm X said, that education is our passport to the future. And along with that, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has stated, with regard to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that when you see education is one of the first things that goes when a civilization or society begins to decline or fall. And what we have lived to experience, and what I have witnessed, because I've met grown people who cannot script their name, like sign like a signature. And I was amazed at that. And I'm still amazed at it. I'm just like, wow, like you actually cannot sign your name, but maybe they can print it, or maybe they sign an X. So what I'm saying is this, is that we have lived to see the literal dumbing down of a population that is supposedly considered exceptional with regard to other societies around the world. And I'll go with this. America ranks 26 with regard to mathematics and reading, or science. So science, how can you, and one more thing. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said this, and I have to get this right, that he who prescribed the diameter of your knowledge controls the circumference of your activity. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. No, he ain't lying though. I mean, yes.
Was it another call?
We see that. No, I think that was just him. We see that the dumbing down in the read. I mean, I look at when we was doing some of our campaigns and some of the people that we had, signatures, couldn't sign it. It was just straight print. Yeah. I mean, we seen it. I mean, the reading. Yeah, it's real. All right. Thank y'all for that clip.
Yep.
And I didn't succeed.
You know, when you break down in the book that September 13th episode, right?
Yeah.
And you said you don't even remember a lot of the things that you said. Did you have to go back and say, you know what, let me fix some of those situations?
Yes.
And who did you call first to say, let me fix that? Because We were on air that morning, and we just remember it's like, damn, Gucci just going crazy on everybody. And the sad,
he was tweeting?
Yeah. And the sad thing about it is for media press, it's like that's gold at first, like, oh, this, that, and the other. Then when you sit back and look at it, be like, damn, like maybe we shouldn't have went that hard and promoted because we can see now he was going through an episode. So the first question is
that in the book about the media's role in that.
Yeah. But to answer Envy, I was super embarrassed and hurt by the things I said because like I wasn't well then, right? So then I got locked up. So a lot of those people who I was saying stuff to, they were like, they ain't never gonna mess with me no more.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I got out 3 years later, I still was like, I apologize to Ross, Drake, Nikki, like all them people accepted my apology. They just don't know. It's like a weight off my shoulders because I had been like, because I was wrong. Like Ross hadn't did nothing but help me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I said something about him. Birdman did all this stuff for me. Why would I say something about him? So I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt terribly bad. And it was just it was like, it was super heavy on me. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize to everybody. Everybody that would accept my apology, that I apologize to. Everybody who would accept my call, I apologize to. You just think anybody who I was dissing, I apologize to.
When you see artists doing that now, do you know exactly what they're going through?
Yes.
I do.
We be like, such going through an episode. I can see it because I'd have been through it. And I'm be like, I be feeling sorry for them, you know what I'm saying? But because I see the media, they just go with it. Like this person like mad or they being, you know, like mean or whatever, but they be like going through something really mental. It'd be some mental health stuff going on.
Do you reach out to any of those artists?
I'm trying to think. Did I reach out? Now I don't do a lot of reaching out because some of them like
right there.
I feel like they wouldn't be accepting of it, you know?
Shouts out to the Breakfast Club.
And Gucci.
And Gucci Man. Young people know who Gucci Man is. So
I don't know if anybody listening to us right now on the radio might know who
if
Gucci
y'all know a
is.
rapper named Gucci Man. But essentially, he's a rapper that, you know, from our age range, we grew up with, and he suffers from schizophrenia. And him trying to navigate with his family and his wife pursuing the different treatment and medications that would work best out for him and the processes that work out best for him to be able to handle when he has episodes or like to prevent episodes from happening. So I think that just really connects when we were talking about the struggles of folks dealing with mental health in our community and then trying to help them through the process of getting them the help that they need and the treatment they need.
Yeah. And I think too, like him just having a wife who truly cares, just having that loved one that care and wants you to get through, you know, what you're going through is a big part of that. Just having, you know, family around who love and care for you. So that's definitely a big part of I feel like what he was saying. You know.
Yeah, that's facts. And Kanye is a different example. Our listeners might know who Kanye is.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Yeah.
He said a lot of like crazy political things as well over the last number of years. And you got to provide some level of grace because he's dealing with a struggle that he can't control to the most degree. And then also in Gucci Man's case, he was around a group of people that, like, for the most part, were enabling his episodes not to be handled with treatment and with medication. And then Kanye likely is like the same thing. And like Bryan was saying earlier, I think you were saying something like people don't want to get cut off from
all the access and stuff that comes with the lifestyle. You know, they like being a yes man in those situations, and it's never nobody. I watch a lot of interviews and like the interviewer will be like, and nobody said anything to you, like, no. I'm like, what? And I always say that. You know, I even had these conversations with my friends. I'm like, man, if one of us hit and we just blow up, man, if I'm out of line, bro, don't ever feel like you're gonna get cut off, because I'd rather you tell me.
Yeah.
And vice versa. My best friends, my bros, I'm like, man, look, I'm telling you, bro, you cut me off, that's cool. I'm just gonna go back to my regular life. But I doubt it, you know, because you gonna need that there. For the ones who do have that, that's how you see them fighting those episodes, whether it's, you know, the crime or it's the mental episode or alcohol or drugs. They have about somebody there that's a true real lifeline that's in the mix that y'all can have fun with them, but I'm separating and cutting all this off when it's necessary. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
We got a caller on the line again.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Ward, welcome back, sir.
The last two calls brought up something that triggered me to something else. I have long proposed that since so many of our young brothers is going to prison, instead of sentencing them to time, they need to be sentenced to an education. They need to be assessed when they go in, and they need to improve before they can get out. And y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, we back on there. We back on. So what was the last part that we was finishing off?
Well, the other angle is sometimes people make decisions based on
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
like being involved politically if they just think and I think a lot of times if you you're susceptible to thinking well all of this is doesn't make any sense anyway, or I'm gonna get the same outcome no matter who I choose in an election or being politically engaged at all. If my vote will count at all. So there is a connection there between folks being able to think critically and be able to like make decisions in their right minds as well.
Yeah.
And making sound decisions and like just kind of thinking that like it doesn't make a difference. And we also are seeing a lot of that dynamic too in our community.
Yeah, I think people voting with mental health issues was a lot of the issues, was some of the reasons too why the vote went the way it did. And, I mean, either end, but it was people who were saying stuff that you could tell were off. Like, this is your reason why you going this way?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't sound normal at all the other issues, and this is your
or
main
conspiracy
issue?
theories too.
Yep. Which drive a lot of mental health issues too. I mean, not saying that some of these theories aren't valid in some of these spaces, but yeah, if you just sitting online and you just, something just came out the other day said people who just constantly looking at TikTok is like shrinking their brain. It was just like some studies came out, so they obviously doing TikTok studies to see and I'm guessing it's just the speed that everything comes at you. But yeah, I purposely try. I'll tap in for like literally like 5 minutes, watch it and get off, if that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a different formula versus an Instagram versus a TikTok and how they present stuff to you. And so you could tell that it probably do shrink your brain if it's saying that. If there's a study going on about it, it's obviously just the way that is being pushed, the doom scrolling or the infinite scrolling that they use and how they use infinite scrolling.
Yeah. Scrolling definitely can be addictive.
All that was created. All
it's
that.
like doom scrolling,
Yeah,
right? Where
that
like
was created.
You're just kind of reiterating the same message over and over again.
Yeah.
Or the same angle, and like it just creates a cycle where you kind of it's hard to pull yourself out of it because now your algorithm, now your phone, your apps are all kind of aligned to those messages.
Yeah.
And especially if you aren't able to critically think like, well, that can't be true. Let me double check or fact check what I'm being fed right now in these messages.
Yeah.
In these messages. So
we got a caller on the line, y'all.
Okay. Welcome to B Voice Radio.
Good morning. Good morning. I have a few friends and some family members that's dealing with mental ill issues, and dealing with that, I learned myself personally. I took time and got hours, and to find out what really makes them tick, and what can you do to help. And it's really difficult to see. It's really difficult to see people you care about going through some of these things.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But the thing here is that you got to have a heart to be able to work with them. And nowadays, society says you got to go get a 3-party petition when they stone out of control. And what people fail to realize is that they say they have the rights to check themselves in or check themselves out. But when they're straight out of control mentally and willing to harm themselves, it's like the white girl who killed her mother.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't just happen overnight. That was over time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see people going through things of that nature, and you say, I want to help them, but you don't know how. Society has changed the whole trajectory of dealing with mental illness. And they put all these people on the street. They don't care anymore. The government don't want to pay for their mental health. But the family got to reach out and say, hey, I got to go on and do this, because it can get embarrassing. but it also can be deadly.
That's right.
So we got to really, as a people, as a black people, we used to taking our stuff and stuffing it in the corners and hiding it and everything and not showing it out. But no, we got to do more about that. We got to start learning. We got to start figuring this out. And then not only that, I've seen people who got to deal with illicit drugs like the K2 and all that, and it really took their mind to another state. You know, you got to watch the things you out here putting to your mouth.
That's real.
Putting in your system.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend, young man, grew up around me, and he said, "Man, I love this K2." I said, "Man, you shouldn't be smoking that stuff. You should be smoking, period." And after a while, you can see he started changing. Next thing you know, now he's schizoid.
Yeah.
And it can trigger your mental health episodes as well.
Mhm.
In that same interview, Gucci Man talks about how the anesthesia when he was getting some dental work done, like forced him to have a mental health episode.
Wow.
Beyond his control. Yep.
And see, people don't know that, and that's why you need to really know who you are and what works for you and what don't. Sometimes you don't know until it happens. But if as a people, we don't start getting educated for this thing, just so happened, I was married to a lady, and all of a sudden she started going through these changes. I said, I got to find out what this is. And I went. That's when they had the A-frame, the complex out of by Freighter. The county was out there, and I went out there, and I got hours. I read books. I studied up on it, and what it takes to, when they get to that point, how to try to help them get back to a place. And I have people around me that has gotten better. I mean, better, unbelievably better.
Right.
So I know it can turn around, but you got to make a conscious decision to work with them a lot of times.
That's right. That's right.
God bless you guys, and thank you for what you're doing out here, man.
God bless you.
Appreciate
Thank you for that
God
call.
bless you.
We got another caller on the line.
Slide in, caller.
Can make it quick.
Yes.
Be a Voice Radio. Welcome.
Hey, that brother said a mouthful because I hate to experience that. And not only that, my mother took in my uncle when I was about 8 years old because he was, he was in the military and he had those issues. So it was like you learn from that growing up. But then I was with a woman, and I got to work this second shift, and she always want to argue. And it took her to the point where we ended up broke up. And it took me, I had a child by that mom, so I would get my child, and I saw a difference. So it was back in the 90s. So you know what I thought it was? Because they had crack out there, and I thought she was on that because she had lost so much weight. But turned out I had somebody go investigate, and they said it was, told me what was going on. But from that, between my daughter and myself, we took her in the wintertime and everything. She chose to be homeless. And my daughter was telling me somebody called her and said somebody had a place for her to go because she won't stay in a place because she want to smoke. And when she was with me, I wake up 3 or 4 in the morning and the door be unlocked. She outside smoking. So it's a struggle.
Yeah, it is a struggle, and we definitely are seeing the effects. So thank you so much for your call.
All right.
Praying for you and your family. We got challenges. We got challenges in front of us, and as we have another good show covering a lot of topics, we hope that we can, as a community, band together, come together, and help navigate these things together. The worst thing is to try to navigate it alone, but the least we can do is build community and navigate it together.
No, I agree. We got to keep this energy going all into next year. I want to see unity. I want to see more people coming out to some of these events, man, and just being more impactful. The folks at the No Kings March, we need to strategize within our Black communities more and more and more and more. And a lot of y'all that got these great ideas. It's time for y'all, just like I said last year, please come out and support what these organizations are doing. Find your passion that lines up. So that's it for me. I just want to say thank y'all and God bless y'all. And shout out to the team, Wisconsin Voices. Shout out to Director David Bowen. Shout out to comms manager Lanisha Martin. Make sure you get it right this time. Shout out to Angelique Rogers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nicole. Appreciate y'all. And shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Zoe. Just want to make sure I shout out my team because we always work behind the scenes. So you'll see us doing our thing more in the front. So that's it. Peace.
Be good. Be careful. Bye-bye.